Okay, today we're going to try and really figure out what's going on with inequalities. We find ways to, many of us, just not to be able to get to the last step because I think it has something to do with not really understanding how the inequalities work. The first thing we're going to learn about is reading the inequality sign. If you look at this thing here, it says that x squared minus 5x, then it's got this symbol here, and then it says 4, and then there's a 14. Well, there's a particular way to use this symbol, and it depends which side you start on. If we start from the left, like this, it reads that x squared minus 5x, and when it's closed like this, when it's pointy like this, is less than 14. You have to be able to read it that way, but you have to be able to see it from the right because there's situations where it just, if you don't understand it, you're messed up. So from the right, we'd read it that x 14 is greater. When it's open, it's greater. 14 is greater than x squared minus 5x. X squared minus 5x is less than 14, and 14 is greater than x squared minus 5x. The inequality sign is always open to the larger quantity. So the 14 is bigger than this stuff. Okay, x squared minus 5x is less than 14. 14 is greater than x squared minus 5x. If you understand that, then you'll be able to do any of these problems. And let's take a look at this. It starts off x squared minus 5x is less than 14. Well, if you want to solve this equation, to find out solve it, what you have to do is you have to make sure there's 0 on one side. Most people are pretty good at this. We subtract 14. And then you remember you have to factor it. So you factor it like this. But to solve the equation, we must find all the values of x squared minus 5x minus 14 that are less than 0. You see it reads x squared minus 5x minus 14 is less than 0. That means where is x minus 7 times x plus 2 less than 0? And less than 0 means, another word, they're saying negative. Where are the values negative? Well, in all these questions, when you have a quadratic like that, that quadratic is really a parabola. X squared minus 5x minus 14 is a happy parabola. So you can just sketch a parabola along a straight line. And the two places that would make it equal to 0, which are 7 minus 7 is 0, and minus 2 plus 2, you put those right where the parabola hits the line, which we'd kind of think of as the x-axis. The values of x that make the parabola 0 are x-intercepts. Now, most people get these two values, and then when it comes to the next part, they just leave it out, or I don't know, we get confused. I'm not sure why. Well, here's the next part. We're trying to figure out where x minus 7, x plus 2 is negative. Well, it's negative when this parabola goes below the line. That's where it's negative. If I put any number between minus 2 and 7, any number there, if I put that into the parabola, to that equation that we saw there, x squared minus 5x minus 14, I'd always get a negative number. So all of those values in between minus 2 and 7 are solutions. This is how you write the solution. And just, you put the 7 and the minus 2 on either side. You put an x in the middle, and you want to say that x is less than 7 and x is greater than minus 2. You see, from the x, when it's closed, it reads x is less than 7 and x is greater than minus 2. That's how you write the solution down using inequality signs. And since you're given inequalities, maybe it's important to understand this expression. X is less than 7, greater than minus 2. That means in between 7 and minus 2, that's where the values will go negative, where they'll be less than 0. Now, the other place, if it was greater than 0, then you're looking at where the things are positive. So there's an illustration on a number line. It's everything bigger than 7, but less than -2. Well, the way you write that is x is greater than 7. See how it's open, reading from the x? And then to one's on the other side of -2, less than -2, you have to write x is less than -2. See, when it's closed, it reads less than. X is less than -2, or x is greater than 7. That's how we say it, and I hope this video helps, not a movie. I hope it helps you to understand inequalities, because you get a lot better chance of getting all the marks if you can understand it. At least that's what I think. Okay.